Hello, crew. I just saw your response to my call. I guess I'm calling you back. I don't know if that metaphor extends in that way, but I wanted to actually say some things in response. You asked about, um, actually, in the Euros, you mentioned Foden, and I've got to say, if Foden had passed the ball instead of trying to shoot on about three occasions, England probably would have won that match because he had Harry Kane wide open um, a couple times. Now I haven't watched the full matches. I don't know if you have, but when I've watched Harry Kane, I know you're not a big Harry Kane fan, but um, Harry Kane has really good hold up play. I mean, he plays really well with his back to the goal. He makes good passes as a deep line forward, but he's also very calm. He's a calm finisher in the box, and I mean, and that goal he scored is typical Harry Kane. It's just he gets in the right position. He makes his movement is such that he creates space between himself and the defender, and then he's very precise in where he puts the ball. He doesn't hit it hard. He's not super flashy, but he just puts the ball in the net. That's my take on Harry Kane. I don't know. I think he is. If he isn't already, he's going to end up as the all-time leading scorer for England, um, for the English national team. But yeah, Foden. I was really disappointed with Foden in that second match because I think, as you said, he was trying to do too much, and usually he sees the field really well, and he makes stuff happen. And God, he's got Kane right there. Especially there was one play in particular where like Kane is wide open, like off to the left, and he takes a shot, and it's like if he passed that ball to Kane, I think 9 out of 10 that's a goal. Um, so yeah, you asked some things about the house, so about Isfrin. So first of all, the plumbing. You basically know as much as I do. You asked, what does it mean when you say the plumbing wasn't working? Well, it means the water's coming right out of the hole instead of the pipe isn't attached to take it down into the sewer. So I assume that the sewage came out of that. Um, but I don't know because I'm getting emails from a guy who speaks Polish and is either running his Polish through a Google Translator or just it has a kind of rudimentary understanding of English. Um, so yeah, you know as much as I do about when they say the plumbing's not working. He takes a picture of that and sends it to me. That's what's going on. Um, the windows have already all been replaced. The ones we're going to replace, we replaced 6 windows. They've been replaced. So that happened right after we left, but we still haven't seen them in person. So yeah, those windows are done. The question about the smoking and the neighbors complaining. I realize the neighbors will, the, you know, people will always do things that will annoy the neighbors, and we will do our best to make peace without directing the renters in ways that seem burdensome. And when I messaged the Polish guy and said, "Hey, could you guys please just smoke in the backyard instead of out front because the neighbors complained?" He said, "No problem. We'll talk to him." So I don't feel that bad about that. Now, yeah, I mean, I suspect you're right. There will be complaints about people drinking and out on the balcony late or even smoking out on the balcony. And I feel like we can't ask them not to smoke on the balcony. And frankly, we've been out there and our neighbors' guests have been smoking on the balcony. So, um, that's something I'm not too concerned about. So, yes, immediate responses to those issues you raised, simply because if I didn't respond now, I probably would forget. So, Yes, that is what I've got. We're all packed up in the van, ready to go to camp. We leave tomorrow noonish, I guess, and looking forward to that. Um, but as you said, it probably would have been ideal if we had been in closer proximity. Oh, you asked also. I didn't write this down in my notes here, but you asked about why we don't have a property manager, and property managers are, from everyone we've talked to, who has gone with a property manager in Wales, they've never been happy, and they always feel like the property manager doesn't actually care about their property, and the property manager's goal is to do as little as possible, and just keep you under contract. I mean, we have friends who had been running their own Airbnb, in a small place that's not a super high value place, but they had their costs low and they had it constantly, people coming through, and they eventually decided to go with a property manager. And they said the property manager basically killed it. Like they raised the rates and then they took a huge cut, and they got like two, I think in a year they got like two renters instead of previously they had it regularly rented out. And they're not the first people that we've heard that from. So that's why we didn't go with the property manager just off the top. We may find, and the thing is, we do have, um, Carl and, Carly, the maid, and who people who have, and our neighbor, Tom, who have said, call us if you need anything. We'll see what we can do. We're going to try not to do that, but in an emergency, we're happy. I mean, I would love to pay Carl to do something, if we have to. Um, I would only call on Tom in an absolute catastrophe, because I don't want to abuse that. And maybe we're gonna find that we do need a property manager, and the question is, you know, uh, how can we make that work? Anyway, once again, talk too long. That's what I've got. Oh, I'm glad to hear it's raining there. It's hot here now. It's in the 90s. I think it's going to be in the 90s the next couple days, and then it's going to drop down again. So I'm not looking forward to the couple hot days in camp, but hopefully after that it'll be comfortable. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.